This is a time for justice. Welcome to today's show. The Super Bowl is right around the corner, and I don't think there's been a year that I haven't covered the halftime show because every year it's filled with symbolism. Now, I think most of us would think that after what we just saw at the Grammys with Sam Smith, that they probably wouldn't do something super satanic at the Super Bowl. But a part of me feels like now they're coming out of the woodwork and they're almost trying to create this divide between Christians and everyone else, and trying to use that stuff to say, look how out of control Christians are. Oh, it's just a performance. Because I've covered these satanic rituals and these satanic ceremonies and all this crap for years now, right? For what, 6, 7 years? And all of a sudden, this is the first time that, Sam Smith's performance, which wasn't the most satanic if you've actually gone back and watched all the stuff I've done on the Grammys and the Super Bowl, but obviously it was very in your face. But I mean, you could have seen this 10 times over. I mean, it's been done over and over again. And this stuff goes back even to the 90s with Madonna at the Super Bowl, or even the 80s. So the mainstream media is jumping on it now. I mean, even like these alt-right figures on YouTube who are obviously all puppets, who are all, playing an agenda, they're all covering it too. And it's not just for views. There's obviously an agenda behind it. The mainstream media like Fox News and stuff are covering this stuff, and then the liberal media is covering it and deflecting. They're trying to pull in the narrative now, and we know that the persecution of Christians is upon us. They're trying to pull in the narrative of, Christians are over the top. Look at Christians. They're shoving themselves down our throat. And then if anybody does anything satanic, oh, they're against them. It's just going to be this overwhelming narrative. And you would think that maybe they would avoid it at the Super Bowl with Rihanna. I don't know. We're not there yet. But I wanted to show you this because Rihanna hasn't been in the mainstream in a while. And my very first video was about Rihanna, if you're not familiar. And I don't even think most of you who say that you've been with my channel a long time, it was my very first video. And it got removed pretty quick. So I don't even know if anyone ever saw it. And I don't have a copy of it. And it wasn't very good because it was the first time I ever was in front of a mic. And as you do this longer and longer, you get more comfortable. But Rihanna just released a teaser video for the Super Bowl. And of course, as she walks out and she's got this bizarre look to her, she puts her finger over her mouth, right? Shh, which she even has tattooed on her finger. And I mean, it's one of the most obvious things ever. This is the vow of silence. This is a very common thing that we see amongst celebrities. This is the Masonic oath that they take. They're sworn to secrecy. They do not let anyone know the secrets, but we know the secrets. But they think, the majority of people out there don't. And they believe that all this stuff's a conspiracy. Rihanna even has it tattooed on her finger. And it's just like, why would you get a tattoo on your finger of shh? And you know what I mean? Like, she's got a secret she doesn't want you to tell anyone. And we know she probably does have a secret, a wang, that she doesn't want anyone to know about. But she has it tattooed on her finger. I mean, this is the vow of silence. So she comes out and she does this promoting the Super Bowl. And it's interesting to look back. We've obviously seen all the all-seeing eye symbolism with Rihanna and stuff over the years. But she had this video that she released for one of her albums called Anti-Diary. And again, that was the first video that I did. And it was filled with everything you've seen come to fruition now, which is the black goo, the transformation. I'm going to show you some clips from it. And I want you to keep an eye out for all these symbols that I've covered over the years. The transformation is something that's commonly mentioned in there. You hear Beyonce, Lady Gaga are the ones saying it. They use Braille. Why do they use Braille? And they use a crown over the eyes. As you see in this picture, this has to do with 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. And we see spiritual blindness all the time in these types of videos where they have blindfolds over their eyes. In this case, a crown, which is, of course, mocking the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, over the eyes. And you'll notice that Rihanna goes from light to dark, where she's supposed to be, she transforms by going through this door, right? A door, of course, is a portal. And through the door, you can see the black goo and those types of things. But take a look at some of these clips from it. It's a long video, so I just took clips out of it. Notice the veil. Notice the mark being given on the forehead and the black goo, which in this case is purple, but it's, it's dark purple. It's representing black goo, which we all know what that means, pouring out of the guy's nose. And of course, then she takes her spiritual baptism, which is her satanic baptism, in the bathtub. We always see this, right? As she's surrounded by demons that are coming through the wall, or on the outside, I should say, of the wall. Take a look at these clips.
voice is my power. My voice is my power.
Your face emerges from the shadows.
I follow you.
The transformation is coming.
The world will see who I am.
I follow you into the darkness.
Numbers are growing.
We await the greatness that beckons.
There is gold at the end of this journey.
How do you drown out the noise?
There is no end.
Only new beginnings.
So this is who they selected to do the halftime show. Nobody's surprised about it. But I haven't seen Rihanna in a long time. She's been kind of hiding out. But I probably have about 10 to 15 videos about Rihanna doing the symbols all the time. The all-seeing eye, having the pyramid, right? The song Umbrella. But the anti-diary video is really one of those videos where you see everything. You see the transformation, right? Now, what have we seen over the last few years? We've seen a transformation. Literally a transformation. I can't say what that means, but I think you all know what that means. As humans are transforming. And the black goo in the video with the spiritual baptism going from light to dark and spiritual blindness. Of course, the doors represent crossing over. We always see doors. Doors is another common symbol. I used to have a video on doors. They're gateways. They represent gateways. Like mirrors represent spiritual gateways. And, we always see mirrors. We see shattered glass with altars. We see mirrors. They use mirrors in satanic rituals to bring over demons. You see in a lot of these demon possession movies, there's always like something appearing in the mirror, that type of stuff. So Rihanna is somebody who now is looked at, Rihanna, they're kind of like building her up as like, she's just classy and she's great. Kind of like they do this with all of them. They transform them. Like, for example, Miley Virus and Lady Barfbag. They were looked at as a joke. Now they're all serious. They're nominated for Oscars. Like, Lady Gaga, as Miley Cyrus is looked at as a serious performer, right? That's the transformation they take with these people. And then they go from like these, marketing towards really young kids. As those kids grow up, of course, the celebrities that they like, they follow them still. And then they start getting political and brainwashing them and engineering them with their politics, which of course is all communist propaganda and propaganda pushing these certain disgusting, disturbing trends that we see over and over and over again, and then using things like hate speech and being hateful and being bullies to brainwash these people into being weak and soft cupcakes. So Rihanna comes back, and I'm going to cover the halftime show because it's going to be filled with this crap. But just the fact that they have her doing the shh, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how obvious this stuff is. You could Google celebrities doing the shh sign. Okay, they're not saying, shh, I farted, I don't want anyone to know about it. It's on magazine covers all over the place, just like the 666. It's the oath, the vow of silence, the one that is not to be broken. You do not break the vow of silence, or guess what? Not only do you get destroyed in Hollywood, your life get destroyed, you get ended. People lose their lives over this. And I wouldn't be surprised if this performance is obviously filled with satanic imagery. At the very least, if they don't want to go over the top, you'll still see the basic stuff, because usually they bring up other puppets on stage and they flash the 666, they flash the pyramid. They don't hide it. It's usually always behind them. There's always a ritual circle on the stage. But I would expect to see a lot of this stuff from Anti-Diary, because now that all this stuff has been complete, that we've seen with the transformation, it's very interesting that they would bring her back, or him back, isn't it? So Rihanna will be doing the halftime show. I'll be covering it. Obviously, if it's filled with stuff, you will see it here on this channel, probably the day after the Super Bowl. Black goo could be a symbol as well that we see there. And again, she used the purple goo. And never forget when you see this stuff with veils over the eyes. That's exactly what it means. Again, I'll say it. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. In their case, the God of this world has blinded the minds of the unbelievers to keep them from seeing the light of the gospel, the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. They always do that. That's one of those symbols that people don't think about. They have, it's not just one eye symbolism. We see blindfold symbolism all the time. We see things covering the eyes. In this case, of course, a crown, like I said earlier, mocking the King of Kings. A reminder for everybody, please sub to my backup channel now if you haven't already. I have 2 backup channels. I really need more people to sub over there so I can get those channels up and running, because this channel, again, one more strike, I have to survive a month without a strike. It's going to be pretty hard. One more strike, this channel will be gone, so it'll be gone overnight. You don't want to miss out on the content. The other channels have different names, so you might not be able to find me. So I highly recommend you sub now. Reminder to join the website at timeforjudgment.com. I hope to see more people over there. A lot of great information being shared. And I thank everyone who is here. I appreciate you all greatly. God bless you and your families.